Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter. T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Hi, my name is Naomi.
My name is Gabriela.
My name is Kim.
And today we're going to be talking about global climate change. So before we can talk about global climate change, we first have to talk about greenhouse gases and the greenhouse effect. So greenhouse gases they do exactly what's in the name, so they trap heat inside the atmosphere. So these heat trapping gases are exactly what keep the Earth at its average temperature 58 degrees Fahrenheit. So when the sun shines down to the Earth, it causes the Earth to heat up and it causes it to be at this temperature. But whenever the sun stops hitting the Earth, this extra heat is bounced out back into space. So the problem is this is a natural greenhouse cycle is affected with human activities. So human activities such as the burning of oil, fossil fuel burning, deforestation, which causes vegetation to not absorb a lot of the CO2, overall population increase, and the expansion of the meat industry, which then causes cattle and methane gas to increase, is what throws off this whole greenhouse effect. So with this greenhouse effect, more greenhouse gases are created, which means that the Earth starts to warm over the years.
So I'm going to talk about the different effects global warming will have in our oceans. So to start off, sea level rise. Our biggest glaciers are located in Antarctica and Greenland. If they were to melt, our sea level is predicted to rise 3 to 5 meters by 2100. Another factor would be coral bleaching. Coral reefs are known as our most diverse ecosystem, and they're very sensitive to differences in water temperature. If our sea level temperature continues to increase, the corals will die off, otherwise known as coral bleaching, when the algae that gives them the color dies, and this will disrupt and kill off a lot of the species that live in the coral reefs. And the last factor would be the death of our phytoplankton. With the water becoming increasingly hot, the phytoplankton will die off, and this will disrupt again our whole food web because the animals that feed off of the phytoplankton will no longer be able to eat off of them.
The consequences of our Earth heating up, which I will be talking about, are going to be floods, extreme weather, and coastal erosions. So floods have been more frequent lately, and it's very frequent ever since the 1950s. And two of the factors are obviously the weather factors and also human factors. The weather factors consist of, snowmelts, thunderstorms, etc. And the human factors, for example, would be altered drainage. For extreme weathers, heat waves, which is basically abnormally increasing of hot weather that lasts days to weeks, and that has also significantly increased over time because of our greenhouse gases. Droughts also is another factor of extreme weather. Basically what this leads is an increased temperature, which ultimately leads to an increase of evaporation, which thus leads to the loss of moisture in our earth, for example in plants. And our last factor would be coastal erosion. Basically what this is it erodes and inundates coastal ecosystems. So for example, from what Kim has stated before, we can take this in New York City, for example. So since the glaciers are melting and the sea levels are rising, New York can be an example of it being submerged into water.
And this is our presentation on how global warming will affect climate change. And now a friendly message from Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Here, I've got an experiment for you. Safety glasses on. By the end of this century, if emissions keep rising, the average temperature on Earth could go up another 4 to 8 degrees. What I'm saying is the planet's on fucking fire. There are a lot of things we could do to put it out. Are any of them free? No, of course not. Nothing's free, you idiots. Grow the fuck up. You're not children anymore. I didn't mind explaining photosynthesis to you when you were 12, but you're adults now, and this is an actual crisis. Got it? Safety glasses off, motherfuckers.